So you've managed companies of small size and to the largest sizes in the hospitality industry. How has that changed in terms of your leadership and setting the culture, which you do such a great job of the importance of culture? You know, if it's 10 people or 5 hotels versus hundreds of people and hundreds of hotels, how does that change your leadership style?
That's a really good question and a really good observation, because it is different, and at different scales it could be harder or it could be easier. When I was the general manager of a hotel, I felt like it truly was a community within that hotel where we were our own community, and we got along like a family in a good sense, where we were helping each other and you supported each other and you all wanted the hotel to succeed. And it was easier at that small scale. Then you start running portfolios of hotels and running companies with thousands of employees. It gets a little bit more difficult. But what doesn't change is the tone at the top. And the tone at the top is so important. If they know that you're a smart leader and that you manage professionally and fair and with kindness, you create that tone and you allow other people under you to manage the same way. But you really have to get across the point to all of your leaders that that is the culture that you want them to develop, whether it's within their department and at the corporate level, whether it's within their region and the operations level, or at their hotel. And we could talk about that, but you can never talk about it too much, that's what your expectation is. And typically when I would talk to GMs, I would tell them the importance of culture and the importance of how you treat people. And you have to be able to communicate professionally. You can certainly hold people accountable, but there are ways to be able to coach people and discipline people where you keep it positive. You never want to do it in public. You want to commend them in public, but if you have to have a coaching session with them, it's always in private. But the conversations we have with general managers are that you want your employees to love coming to work every day. So how you treat them today is really important, but that also goes hand in hand with, you still have to have expectations and hold them accountable. Because if you don't do that, those that are the high performers aren't going to feel good about themselves if other team members can get away with things. So you have to hold people accountable, but where the conversation goes from there too is it's not just a conversation with the general manager, because these team members are reporting to supervisors or departmental managers, and they might not see the general manager every day. So it's important that each supervisor carries that same attitude within their department, and that each department manager carries it as well too. And that's where it really becomes important to lead with heart. And I remember when I was in my younger days in the hospitality industry, I remember thinking, seeing these leaders or these CEOs, and they were smart CEOs, but they weren't hospitable. And I thought, we're in the hospitality industry. There's got to be that knowledge of hospitality. It also comes with practicing hospitality. And I didn't always see that. And to me, my goal was to be a really good hotelier, but to still be a good leader and be hospitable, not just to your guests, but to your employees. So I think that the good leaders have that balance between a really good business sense, knowing hotels, but also knowing hospitality and how to lead teams.
So what is your decision-making process on when to go try and represent a hotel?
I'm going to say it's astute of you to even ask that, because we have those conversations. Eric, Ryan, and I talk about that when there are contracts that or contracts we're considering, right? If we've been approached by an owner to manage their hotels, we think, is this an owner that we want to do business with? We don't want to turn away business, but we have to make sure that we're aligned with this owner's ethics, with their way they want their hotel managed, and how they do business. So that really does come into play. And there have been times where we said, you know what, this isn't a contract we're going to pursue. It just doesn't make the most sense for us as a company.
It's tremendous. And then how do you then turn around and build the right partnerships so that you can bring, whether it's technology or F&B or anything else, into that hotel for the owner? What's some of your decision-making process?
You know, we find the best partnerships with our owners are the owners that really care about the asset and want to be involved from a standpoint where they want to weigh in on it. And so if they're actively involved or even passively involved where they care about the asset, we find them to be our best partners. But we have those conversations about technology, and the conversation maybe this is what we feel is best for your hotel, and they may not feel it's the best solution. So the way we approach that is we tell them why we feel it's the best solution. Let's look at their solution, and then let's come to a consensus together. And then, you know, ultimately it's their investment. If I wasn't doing my job and pointing out why I felt my way was better, well, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't point that out, but ultimately we would have that discussion and then make a decision how we're going to move forward.
And so, you know, naturally, there are times that not everyone agrees. How do you typically handle that with owners?
It's not always easy, right? And it really depends on the situation. Is it something that is going to impact our ability to manage the hotel? Is it going to be something that's going to impact our reputation? Then the situation's different. But if it's something that's truly going to make a difference from a revenue standpoint or from a profitability at their hotel, the conversation really comes down to numbers. And that's when you track, when you make that decision with them, and you follow the process to see, was this the best decision and can we pivot at this point?
And you know, that all adds up to your reputation, where everyone in the industry that I've spoken to about you just has the most glowing reviews. It's you know, I can't tell you how many people go, John, he is the nicest guy, like very genuine, you know exactly where you're at with him, and he's going to take care of you. So you bring the hospitable aspect to hospitality as a seasoned leader in the space too, that people look up to, and where you could be looked at as a CEO and a big executive, but you just bring such a wholesome vibe and understanding to hospitality. And so in partnerships that I see you building, it's just so purposeful. And so if someone was approaching you to partner, you know, what do you typically look for in whether it's a vendor or if it's another partner of your company in some different way, shape, or form? Like, how would you want someone to approach you?
Well, thank you for your kind words. That's so nice of you to say. And we want to do business with people that we enjoy being around. But what's really important to us is ethics. And it's how you do business, but it's how you treat people. There's always going to be disagreements, but it's how you communicate that. Can you communicate that in a professional way? And being able to enjoy being around that person is really important. So when we look at partnerships, that's what we look for. We have to like you as a person first. And if we like you as a person, and then our business ethics align, and you know, we feel we can do great things together by partnering, then it's, you know, all systems go to make that happen.
Oh, that's just incredible. So people first is what I'm hearing. And then once you find the people and the culture fit, then if the solution fits the problem that you have, then that's when you can talk business of, do we want to work together? Then when you go into, you know, the pricing conversations and all the fun parts of the logistics.
Yes.
But that's just such a great way to look at it. And, you know, like mantra I grew up with was like, you know, when all things are equal, price, product, and delivery, people buy from people they like. But even when all things are not equal, price, product, and delivery, people still buy from people they like. And it sounds like it's very much how you see the world and partnerships.
It definitely is, right? I mean, we're in a people business, but every business is a people business. There's really not I don't really can't think of one industry where you're not dealing with somebody day to day, right? So it's all about, you know, creating that bond and that relationship. And, you know, we always achieve more when you can put all of your power and all of your energy together towards the same focus. It's just proven that's when things are most successful, when you really can work together to get that final outcome with all of it. I mean, there's so many times we're in meetings and we say, with all of the brain power in this room, we can figure this out and move forward. So you have to be able to be willing to work together and enjoy your time with that person or those people to do that.
It's great. Do you have any examples of someone who approached you, built the relationship with you, and over time then started partnering and working with you in some way, shape, or form that you want to shout out here?
You know, there's been, you know, so many great people that I've you know, come across in my career, and I look at it as I've learned from every single one of them, really. And I don't set out to set the example, I set out to learn in every way I can, I think. And if we both learn from that along the way, it's important. But I love being a mentor. Like, I love being able to help people's careers bloom. I get nothing from it, but I get personal satisfaction. If I think I can help somebody because I saw them trying hard and I can, train them or teach them something that leads to their next promotion and the promotion after that, then I feel like they're benefiting personally and their family is benefiting. So I get nothing more than just the satisfaction of seeing someone else succeed. And my mentor is actually my wife. My wife is my coach. She's not in our industry, but she's a great person and she's a great leader in her own industry. And it's funny because I go to her with questions all the time, like, how would you handle this, or should I have said it this way? So I'm always looking to learn, but I always like to learn, but I really like to impact others' lives and careers.
Big shout out to Marianne.
Yes, thank you. She's incredible. She's incredible in her own right. And I always feel too that success in life is being happy at home. And if you're not happy at home, it really impacts your whole life. And I think it's not only important to find that right person, but you have to be that right person, right? You're not going to attract the right person if you're not a good person yourself, right? So you have to put that kindness out to get kindness back. And Marianne and I have been married 36 years.